Every year, spring comes around, and every year we feel obliged to rifle through our wardrobes and saying, out with the old and in with the new. We divide our spring cleaning into two bundles, the easily thrown out and then the items you haven't worn in 3 years, but still struggle to part with. But where do these out-of-fashion clothes go? Not in the bin. We're obviously environmentally conscious citizens. We'll do a good deed for the world and put it in the op shop bin. Giving them to charity means they'll go to a good home. And this makes parting with all your old fashion that much easier. We're being good people, right? Well, sorry to break it to you all, but with the rate that we indulge in fast fashion, op shops around Australia are being swamped with our unwanted goods. That's not all. Most of the time these unwanted clothes will end up in the landfill anyway. Do you still feel so guilt-free? Did you know that Australia is the second largest consumer of new textiles in the world? On average, we buy 27 kilograms per capita each year. No wonder our wardrobes are bulging and we engage in ritualistic spring cleaning. Clothing line giants like H&M and Zara, which have taken up residence in Australian fashion norms, create new clothing lines on a weekly basis. We are bombarded by constantly changing styles and feel this need to buy new clothing. We are, after all, a consumerist nation. These brands aren't the only offenders of overproduction. Local favourites such as Target and Kmart are increasing production and decreasing the prices. We consume, wear it once, leave it in the wardrobe for a year, and then unload it into donation bins. The problem with fast fashion is the quality is so low that we wear through clothes quicker, so we dump them sooner. And buy new quality clothes, which we wear through, and so on. The cycle is unending. Even worse, once we're done with them, we put them in donation bins, and often the clothes are not reusable. A well-intentioned donation is really just a dump, and donation bins are the dumping ground. Salvo's eco-stylist Faye Delanty stated, "We are always inundated with donations, and that we do get a good mix, and I obviously look out for the good quality, more desirable pieces, but I am also seeing a lot more disposable fashion." Salvo store CEO Neville Barrett stated that the quality of donations has reduced a lot. We can attribute this to fast fashion, can't we? Claire Press's article for the Sydney Morning Herald explained that our fast fashion habit is out of control. How we buy more and more clothes at cheap as chip prices, and it is simply unsustainable. We may be trying to be generous and benevolent in spite of our consumerist habits. The main tip is to donate items you would feel comfortable giving to a friend. Donation bins are not a dumping ground. Another key point is to avoid being sucked into fast fashion. We must educate ourselves more on where our clothing is coming from and why it is so cheap. We can't keep buying. So how do we stop this? Well, according to Faye Delanty, education is key. We need to learn to question whether we really need that $5 singlet. Is it because it's cheap, or do we actually need it? Should we fork out $200 on the jeans that will last longer than 3 months? It's all about quality over quantity, people. And remember, donation bins are not a dumping ground.